Welcome everybody to another episode of Connect 7. Today we have a very special guest speaker. She is actually my therapist from the last episode therapy session. Her name is Lakeisha Haye, and she is the owner of Let's Heal Together LLC. Like I said, she was my therapist in the last episode. If you did not check out that episode, I'd recommend pausing this and then going back to listen to that episode and check it out. It was something very different, very unique. Your boy putting his business out there, but it's okay. You know, this is the podcast. We don't hide anything. We just like to share as long as it helps. We don't want to be messy. So, with that being said, I want to start off by welcoming you, Lakeisha, to the episode. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for everything that you do. And if you don't mind, could you just let people know a little bit about who you are and everything, just so they can get an experience of you, because these next few questions are definitely going to get to know you some more. So, how are you?
Got you. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for having me. It is a pleasure to have been working with you and just getting to know you as well. So thank you. So hello everyone. My name is Lakeisha Haye. I'm a mental health counselor and I own an LLC called Let's Heal Together. And Let's Heal Together is all about um, pretty much healing and growing and becoming the greatest version of yourself on this journey called life, right? And so we have two components to our program. One component is the therapeutic approach, where we go through your traumas, we kind of dig a little deeper into your history just to help you heal from those things that may be holding you back. And then the next component is now taking your dreams, your goals, your aspirations. Who do you want to be in this life? What do you want to do in this life? Your purpose, and connecting those things together so that you can become the greatest version of yourself. So that's what we do here at Let's Heal LLC. And yeah, I'm a mental health counselor. I have a bachelor's in clinical psychology and a minor in child development. And I'm just an encourager. I'm all about helping others become their best selves and encouraging them on the journey. So thank you for having me.
But of course. And I love what it is that you do, because when I first spoke with you a few weeks ago, the what you just said was, how your program is, and there's two different approaches, two different, and that's how I like took it. One was like how you said, the therapeutic, the healing, and then just coaching and stuff like that, which I thought was really, really cool, because usually you just hear, okay, go to therapy, okay, your problems are resolved, keep it moving. Now it's like, okay, here's the therapy. Now that we got that, now let me help you. Let's coach you to take this further. Like, you got here, you got
Exactly.
resolved. So like, go more in depth with that. Like, how did you think of that? Like, where did that come from? Like, please share that with us.
Yeah, so for me, it really, the creative idea and the concept really came from kind of a need, seeing a need, because I would go to therapy and yeah, that would be cool. But sometimes when you go to therapy for a while, you may have to repeat certain concepts or whatever you may go through may be correlated with something you may have or parallel with something that you may have been through before. But I wanted to move to the next step in my development, right? And I also felt like, as an encourager, as someone who loves to help others and see them grow, I really wanted to create something that would encompass not only the healing, but now who are you going to be now that you're healed? Like, who are you becoming? Because the healing only happens to push you further into your purpose. So, yes, definitely.
Love it. Okay. So a question that I definitely want to ask, because I spoke with you again a few weeks ago before, but for the listeners, what is it that inspired you to pretty much start your company? What was that?
Um, well, really, it was from a place of wanting to um, To help others, of course, definitely to help them heal on this journey. But really, I wanted to see the best in others. And so I was really inspired by the fact that when people are truly healed, or when people actually start healing, it really paves the way and creates space for them to become their true and authentic selves. Because when you're not healed, you're kind of a version of yourself that's not truly who you are. So to get back in alignment with that is something that really inspired me. And I wanted to kind of frame it into a business model wherein it can actually work and help others. So I'm very passionate about that.
Oh, I like that. I like that. That was pretty big. Like when you're not healed, you're a version of yourself that's not really who you are. That's
Yeah.
huge. Like
Mhm.
looking back at that, I'm like, ooh, before healing, yeah, that wasn't me. Like,
Exactly. It was almost like a fragmented self, right? And so
yeah.
when we heal, we're kind of integrating all parts, of ourselves back together. And it becomes a beautiful thing because now you're a whole version that can teach others and show others how to be whole. And therefore that domino effect not only affects, person by person, but that one person has a whole generation who's, let's say they had a generational curse and their bloodline is now broken because they're healed. So that's one person, but a whole household, a whole legacy. So doing the work really makes a difference.
Yeah. No, that's huge. That's huge. It makes me think of like, those times when I kind of like it happened even recently too. Like I'll meditate, focus on something I need to heal, and I'll find out that, I've been operating in a space that wasn't fully myself because of something either I wasn't aware of or something that had happened, and I responded to it a certain way. And
Yeah,
then going forward, I learned, yeah, that's not me. That's not how I truly am.
yeah.
So I need to let, or whatever it is, let it go or face it, whatever it
Mhm.
is. I'm like, this feels more like myself. So that's huge. That's huge.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay. Okay. So another question is, what was the most challenging thing building your company? And what is the most rewarding thing about your company?
Um, that's a really good question. Two-part question.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I think the most challenging thing about me building this company was just giving birth to it, you know? I think while you're in the womb stages of anything, right, that process of something kind of germinating and growing, you may face a lot of challenges and setbacks, certain things that kind of make it a little hard. And so I faced a couple challenges in that area, but the most rewarding part about doing this job is seeing people do better and actually, heed to the advice, and they're coming back to me and telling me, wow, I set boundaries and now I feel better and now I can speak up more and be assertive instead of passive, really hearing these success stories is what makes it all worthwhile. And it really touches my heart because this is truly my passion. This is why I'm on this planet. And I know that for sure.
I
So
love it.
whenever I hear that, it's like, wow, I'm doing the work and it feels so beautiful. And it just fills my heart with a lot of light. So, yeah.
I love that. I love that. Like that confidence. You're like, I know that's why I'm here. Like, I love it. I really
Yeah.
love that. That's awesome. And that's awesome to hear that, you know, like you said in the beginning, it was the most challenging thing was, giving birth to this. And then, now when you're doing it, you're getting that reward and how that reward like affects you. It's not like, oh, well, yeah, this happens. And I'm grateful. You're like, no, like, how it fills your heart. So that's very beautiful. I love
Yeah.
that. I love that. So,
Thank you.
yeah, very welcome. Another question is so in this line of work, there's a
Mhm.
lot of energies that you're taking in. There's a lot of emotions, there's a lot of trauma, there's a lot in general. And a
Yeah.
lot of this can be, layers. So with in taking all of this in, doing your thing, do you yourself have like your own therapist or someone that you can talk to? So that's my question to you.
Yes, so definitely, definitely. So as a healer, right? Because I
Hmm.
would consider myself a healer. The people in my line of work, healers. As we're helping to heal others, we do kind of get. I call it imprinting. So
Hmm.
we kind of, as we're helping you, you're kind of imprinting on us as well. So imagine if client number one dipped their hand in paint and put it on me once, right?
Hmm.
And then by the end of the day, I've seen 50 clients, and let's say they all did that. Now I am all painted over pretty much, right? And so
Hmm.
I need someone, right, to wash me off, to clear me up, to clear my head, clear that space, and to get me recalibrated. And so, yes, I do have a therapist. She is amazing. She's a Black queen. Her name is Montanique Smith, and she's a clinical therapist if anybody's interested.
Love
And
it. Love
she's
it.
wonderful. I've known her for years, and she's really helped me on my journey. And I'm so grateful for her. So, yes, definitely.
Love it. That's beautiful. That's really beautiful. I'm really hoping people take notes on that for, our fellow healers out there. Like, you're healing and make sure you have a healer too.
Yes.
So and also too, it's really cool how you put that in perspective. Like this person, they put, their hand in paint and then now that's on me. And then it's kind of like, okay, I have all this, so I need to wash this off. And it's interesting. I love how you worded that because I'm a visual person, so I just like I see like
Yeah, yeah, you see it.
yeah, I'm like, okay, now I need to wash this off. But it's interesting you say that because one of the things recently that I just had to learn is like I know I can connect with a lot of people. And you would think I knew this, but I didn't know this one thing was when what was it? I was just meditating and like the spirits were like, you need to sit down and meditate right quick. I'm like, I will. And it was just like I could feel the force just kind of weighing on me. I'm like, okay, this must be serious because you guys won't stop bothering me. So I was like, I did it. And they're like, you need to learn how to disconnect. And how you were saying with the paint, they were kind of like, imagine like everybody's like on a computer. You have windows. You have your windows open. So I'm on
Yeah.
Google. Then I'm talking to this person. Okay, now we're on this window. Oh, this other person hit me up. Oh, I'm on. So all of my windows are open, and I'm just like
Yeah, all the tabs.
all the tabs, and they're like, you need to close the tabs. And I was like, there's like we're gonna do this for you, and like everything got turned off, and I was like, oh my gosh, I feel so much. But it's just interesting, like you said that
Yeah,
it just made me think, like, yeah, you need to do that to get recalibrated. So, no, that's
def-
awesome.
definitely.
That's awesome. I love that. Okay. So, another question,
Mhm.
which is what are some assumptions that people have about your field of work? And what would you like to clear up?
Um, I think a lot of people have assumptions that, well, for starters, only quote unquote crazy people go to therapy. I think that's still a very stigmatized notion. And especially when you see, let's say, for example, murderers in the media and things of that nature, they're usually co occurring, meaning that not only are they a murderer as well, but even mentally, what's going on, they're having mental issues. So it's like, oh, this is a psychopath or this is a sociopath, right? So there's this stigmatization where it's like, a, in order to view, how do I explain this? There's like a level of stigmatization around that.
Hmm.
And so, in order to clear that up, I would just say that not only crazy people go to therapy, but anyone who needs help with anything emotionally, internally, can seek therapy in order to heal and to get better. And when you heal, you're able to really move forward. Life is all about growth and development, and that includes your healing. And a lot of times we keep repeating cycles because we haven't healed and therefore we can't move forward. So we're like, why does my life resemble one of those little hamsters on a wheel. And that's because you haven't healed. And so you have to continue to repeat the same lessons until you can move forward. So just clearing up that therapy is for everybody. And
Yes,
we've got lots of therapists that are well trained and that can help you on your journey to feel better, to feel lighter, and to grow.
I love it. I love it. Okay, okay. So let me see. We're gonna move on. So just for everybody to know, we're actually doing something different with Lakeisha. We're actually asking her questions, but we're gonna take it in deeper levels. So we did level one, and now we're gonna do level two with deeper connections, deeper questions. But before we do that, I'm gonna pause for just a second. Okay, guys, so we are back. I had to fix something on my end. So, like I said, I was doing something different. Now with Lakeisha, we did some level one questions, and now we're taking it to a whole new level with just deeper questions. So, the next question to you, Lakeisha, is how do you personally heal from pain?
That's a good question. So a lot of times when I'm personally in a state of emotional distress and pain, I often sit in it. Before I used to try to intellectualize it or try to think my way out of it. But truth is, I had to learn how to feel. And so
Mm,
I learned how to really sit in the pain, really just take it all in, feel all of the pain and how it reacts with my physical body, how it reacts with my mind, and then really learn the lesson within the pain. And from that point, using the pain as fuel in order to push me to reach my next goal. And so that's how I heal with my pain. I start from a place of feeling, understanding, then moving into a space where I can actually use it in order to help me into the next place in my life. So that's how I heal.
I like that. That's good. Like, you rarely, I can say I rarely hear people say, I sit in it first before I intellectualize it. It's usually like intellectualize first and then either feel I love that. I love that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hmm. Okay. 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 I kind of want to have a part two question with that, but I'll let it go. I'll let it go.
Up to you.
How you feeling? Should I? Should I?
Sure.
Was there any pain recently, and you don't have to go into details if you don't want to, but was there any pain recently that you had to do exactly that, like sit in it?
Mm. Um, when my father passed away,
Okay.
my father passed away last September, September 2021, and he was very close. I grew up with him. He was always around. That was my pops, you feel me? And so it was
Mhm.
very, very hard to lose him. And at first, I would try to like intellectualize the pain and be like, well, he's in a better place. And, we don't know why things happen, but we trust the process. And I wasn't really feeling, I was kind of running away from
Mhm.
my feelings at first. And it felt like that. And actually, a byproduct of me running away from my feelings was actually feeling more anxiety than I've ever
Mhm.
felt before. Because I wasn't addressing the feelings right where they were for what they were, I ended up feeling more anxious as a byproduct. So my body's like feeling so anxious right after my dad's death. And I'm like, why do I feel this way? Like even driving, my heart's beating so fast. I feel so anxious. Like I'm waiting for something bad to happen, but nothing's happening,
Mhm.
And I realized it was because I wasn't addressing the situation and really sitting in the emotions and feeling it. And then that's when I actually had a breakthrough and was able to deal with those feelings and get through them and really move through them into another space where I still do feel the grief and I don't think it'll ever go away, but you begin to grow around the grief. It's almost like the grief is a little ball and then you're something covering the ball, but you begin to grow around it. The grief still remains there, but you grow around it as you mature as an individual. So yeah, that's an example.
Wow. That's very beautiful. I love how, so one, thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And then, number two, just giving us a glimpse into your world of like how, you know, you responded to it and then how it was a breakthrough moment. Cause, I'm sure a lot of us out here has either lost a parent or both or whatnot.
Mhm.
And some of us have either, we're all in different stages with it. Some of us have, healed from it, you know, grew from it. Some of us have not maybe faced it. Some of us, we're just wherever we are with it. So just to hear that, at first, like how you said, you were running away from it, but what you were feeling. And I'm pretty sure someone out here can relate to that. And also just to hear what it was like, what you did, on the other side of it, that's really cool. I also love how you said that it's like this ball and you like grow, from it is still there. And I would say that's so unique because I think most of the time, especially on TV or just in general, people's goal is for it to eventually go away or for it to
Yeah.
end.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have that approach where it's like it's still there because it's your parent,
Mhm.
um so those memories are still going to be there, but you grow from it. So I
Yes.
like that. I always learn stuff with you. You always give me different perspectives.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Okay.
You.
You're welcome. And again, thank you for sharing that. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. I'm a very visual person as well. And so I believe that imagination is the key to really becoming, especially in your reality, and being able to see something and see it for what it could be. And so by being visual and creating a vision for
Mhm.
yourself, you can really walk into it. And, that's even what we do over here at Let's Heal. It's all about using that imagination again that society told us was useless, which actually it's the tool to help to build the reality that you see around you, you
Mhm.
know? So it's just really cool, and I really try to emphasize that listen, this world, there's so much going on in it, but even in this dark world, you can have a bright bubble,
Yeah.
right? And in your bubble, great things are happening. Why? Because you set those intentions, and you make your requests known to God, and you just stay positive, and it comes to you. So
Yeah.
yeah, always keep your imagination open.
Love
Don't
it.
give up on your imagination, guys.
Love that. That's key. Yeah, imagination is very like huge. You always, and that's one thing again, I love talking to you because it's like you bring these important pieces out like up to the surface. It's like, yeah, because like imagination, I know like myself, I use it all the time. So it's just like how you just said it, that was gold. Everybody's getting gold here. I love it.
Thank you. Aw.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Okay. You ready for the next one?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I think you kind of answered this already, but we'll ask it anyways. So what are the steps you take to resolve difficult situations?
um like within myself, or like the steps I take in the outside world? Like if there do you mean if there's a situation that I'm going through and I have to resolve it outside or more internally?
Hmm. I'm gonna go with internally because we're gonna
Okay.
focus on you. I could have went the easy way and said outside, but it's different situations. So we're gonna go with you. We're gonna go internally.
Okay, yeah. So internally within resolving maybe distressing or difficult situations for me comes down edit that. Uh,
Love it.
um, but it comes down to being in a space of homeostasis, kind of like being at home. And that's why home is at homeostasis, because homeostasis really means like at a state of equilibrium, right?
Hmm.
But the root word home, it should feel like home, right? So within the self, you should feel like home. And whenever I'm in a distressing situation, I'm almost outside of yourself. You're outside of your home,
Yeah.
So to come back into yourself when you're dealing with a distressing situation is by dealing with the self first internally and saying, okay, what is it that I need right now? How can I take care of myself to bring that out of alignment back into balance, back into homeostasis, back home? And also knowing that whatever's within will project outward. And especially if you ever notice you go to one person's house and you may not really like the vibe that much, but
Hmm.
then you go to someone else's house and it's like so cozy, you just want to be there forever.
Hmm.
That is a reflection of what's on the inside, because home is not necessarily a place, but it's the inner self that is projected outward onto wherever your space is. And so being at a state of equilibrium, for me, that is what I try to do, get back to that level, you
Yeah.
know. Am
Yeah.
I making sense? I think.
Oh, I like that. I like that. You did it again. We brought another, thought here. I was like, like you said, that homeostasis at home, and then it's a reflection of what's inside of you, projecting it. It's like, there she goes again, making me think about, when I went to this friend's house, how was I feeling inside? Like, I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. Okay. Now that's fantastic though. That makes you this is live right now, but I'm gonna need y'all to just pause and rewind. Re-listen to what she just said, because that was good right there. Like, huh, okay. Now I'm gonna be really looking inside, like, I like
I
this. I like this. Okay.
appreciate it.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you. That was good. Got me thinking. Okay, now I'm gonna definitely be listening to this. I'm like, pause right. Okay, that was good. Okay, okay, okay. So another question, which by the way, you're doing fantastic so far. You only three more before we reach the next level. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So the next question is, how do you manage your triggers?
Mm. Boundaries, 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 boundaries. Boundaries is not just person to person. Boundaries are I boundaries are the fort that surrounds the self, right?
Mm,
Yourself, your castle, right? Oh God, we're doing it again.
I'm loving
Your
it.
castle. Your castle, right? And you have
Hmm.
that fort around you. The boundary is not only to keep someone out, but it's also to protect the self. So, how do we protect the self? We are aware, like how you have the little soldiers in the forts
Hmm.
of the castle, they're always on watch. So, you yourself, for me, I always have to be on watch of what my triggers are. And if I see that, hey, this situation is moving into a space that may trigger me, I remove myself, always being proactive, always being ahead of the game. If hey, trigger is, I'm trying to see, lots of yelling and screaming and frustration around you. You know that, hey, if you're living alone now and you know that you were in that environment living with a parent, for example, okay, hey, I can't be in that environment for long. Let me set up the boundary. Let me set up the fort of just, hey, mom, hey, dad, I'm just going to hang out with you for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, just check in and go, because you know that environment will trigger you again, right? So setting up that fort, setting up those boundaries. And so that's what I like to practice within myself. Like the boundary is also to protect you, and how do we reduce the triggers around us so we can think clearer. Because when you're triggered, you actually go into the survival mind. So there's a survival mind when your mind is in a survival state and you're not able to really think and do high cognitive thought processes. You're so stuck in survival mode. And what is survival mode? Fight, flight, or fawn. right? And so when you're in these states, you're not thinking any higher, you're not imagining, you're not being creative, you're not in any other space but that lower level. And so you want to get out of that survival mode and into a place of understanding. So, yeah, that's definitely what I try to work on.
My mind right now is just the visual was perfect. See what you were ready. I love the readiness for it. I was like, how do you manage your triggers? Boundaries. That was just perfect. That is so perfect right now because I feel like how even how you said that, like, it's not just for like self, but
Mm,
boundaries. I've come across, you know, a lot of us have difficulties a bit with the boundaries. Some of us definitely do not, but and some of us, we may be good at it in one area, but another area, you know what I mean? And so just as you're saying that, it kind of, again, it's making me think just certain things that trigger me. And I'm like looking and I'm thinking, I know, like, for myself, like, I know I definitely have boundaries, strong boundaries when it comes to certain things. And I know other ones I'm kind of like, I can let this slide, or I can let that go. Cause it's not one of those triggers where it's like, so I
mhm,
think again, it's just making me think, like, I'm trying to think of like a major trigger, like something that'll really trigger. Um, like, I think one of my major triggers, I know, no, sorry, I think I know
mhm,
one of my major triggers would be like disrespect.
mm,
And disrespect for me is just like it, and it's funny. It's like if I witness it, I immediately go into like this parent mode where I was like, I would like when I see these little kids disrespecting their parents, immediately it's like the inner mother in me or father comes like, I would beat his ass. Like,
mhm.
and I just like, it couldn't be me. Like, I'm having a great day, and I see it, I'm just
Yeah.
like, that whole ass would have been beat. I was like, I wish. Oh, and I just go into it. I'm like, you know what? Not my child. Let me go by my day. Or when it's at myself, like, that is one of the things where I'm all cool, calm, and collected, but like
Mhm.
the minute I'm disrespected, it's like all games. It's like
Zero
all
to
that.
100. Zero to
Yeah.
100.
So it's
Yeah.
like looking at it, I know the energy that I like portray, you know what I mean, is kind of like in a boundary itself. Just like I can haha, but at the same time, can't get stupid. But I also
Mhm.
know when there are people who can be disrespectful, I will definitely limit my time with them. If I have to be around them, I limit my time. Be it a family member. If it's
Yeah.
somebody I don't have to deal with, then I don't give them the time of day. So it was just making me think. I'm like, huh. But like that was perfect. Like you said, boundaries. I like that. I'm gonna be listening to this episode. I'm telling you. That was good. Okay. Okay. Hmm. Lakeisha got me thinking. Okay. Lakeisha over here rewiring gears and stuff. Okay. So
That's here to do.
I
Young
see
healer.
you're already
Young healer
living.
in the building.
Exactly, exactly. She's over here in her purpose, and I love it. I love it. Okay, okay. Next question.
Okay.
What's something about yourself that you wish people knew more about?
Mm. Hmm. That's a good one.
I'm so excited for this answer.
Ah, I got it. That I'm
Mhm.
actually quite introverted than I may seem. I'm able to switch into extroversion in order to, promote the business or, I also do spoken word poetry as well. So when I'm on stage, of course, I'm very extroverted. But other than that, I'm very introverted by nature. And my world is inside. as opposed to outside. And so I see it inside first. So that's why I'm very quiet and introverted. So I can really think about how I want to paint, this inner world, right? And really discover more about myself. Um, but yeah, I'm pretty introverted and I'm actually really shy. And when I'm in social spaces, I'm actually very shy and I'm not a big fan of social spaces, but I'll switch into extroversion in order to accomplish a goal because I'm goal oriented. So I like to get the job done, but really I just want to be cuddled up in my bed. Or I always say this, like my dream is to live by the ocean and write poetry and just do that for the rest of my life and maybe have some clients come by and just very, very calm and chill. So very introverted, away from the world. That's me.
Wow. Yeah, that's cool. I would have never known. So then my question is like, how is it hard for you to like switch to that extroverted side? Like, is it like, I know you say you're goal oriented, so is that like the motivation or the like, is that what allows you to keep it going? Or basically my question is like, is that hard for you? Like, what's that like?
Sometimes it can be hard, especially when I'm in a very comfortable introverted mode. But really just the goal, like being able to accomplish something is I'm big on goals, setting goals and achieving things. I've always been like a high achiever, just in school and everything like that. And so if my goal requires me to be more extroverted, I just kind of take a deep breath and all right, here we go, and just jump. So it's almost like I'm taking little risks each time. They
Mm-hmm.
feel like little risks, or it feels like I'm jumping, from a waterfall or something like that. But I know I'm going to land in a beautiful ocean and it was worth the jump. So it's kind of like I think about that when I'm, pushing myself to be more extroverted. But yeah.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Thanks for elaborating on that. I like that. I like that. Okay. Okay. Again, that makes me think too, because I like to say I'm a bit of I like to say I'm an ambivert where I'm like, I like people, but at the same time, too, like I need to be in a dark cave away from human beings just for me
Yeah.
to recharge. And then I come back outside.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay. Okay. And then this is the last like level two question before we get to the last level, which I said is going to be a surprise. So
Okay.
I like to like so it's actually interesting that you said this because this is actually part of the last question, which is describe what your inner world is like.
That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
That
Synchronicities.
was the last question for
Hmm.
level two.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a synchronicity. Wow.
Hmm.
Wow, that is cool. Yeah. So my inner world, if we were to imagine it, is hmm, it's almost like a world that's filled with all the beautiful things, but a world that also is structured. So there's a garden, there may be a garden or a field of flowers over here. And I know I'm going to go over there in my inner world, like follow me, right?
Hmm.
I'm going to
Hmm.
go over there in my inner world for the purpose of being at peace,
Okay.
right? And then maybe there may be another space in my inner world that's like a waterfall. And I may go over there, follow me visually. I
Hmm.
may go over there for inspiration, right? So that's the visual that's happening in that inner world in that moment. Or I may go to a beach. And at this beach, I'm here to learn. I'm here to receive, from God. Like this is the part of my inner world, this beach setting where I'm a receiver of, ideas and thoughts and plans, for the future that I need to get in accordance with, right? Or in alignment with. And
Yeah.
so my inner world is just very expansive. And when I close my eyes, I see it, I'm there. And so it's just beautiful. And I try every day to continue to make that inner world a projection into the outer world and create safe spaces for others while doing so. So I know my inner world is safe. It's beautiful here. We love ourselves in here. So when I project that outward, I want people to feel the same way. I want them to feel safe. I want them to feel welcome. I want them to not feel judged, but to feel wholly and completely loved and positive. So, yeah, that's my inner world.
I love it. I love it. Like you said, follow me here, follow me there. It's like, okay, so look over here. This like
Yeah.
I like as you were saying it, like the garden, like I just seen like lush green and like beautiful like flowers, and then like it was just the calm. So it's like the places where you took like and like how you kind of opened up your world and show like over here is here like a tour, and so
Yes, yes.
I like that. I like that. That was very like you said, beautiful, and it's structured like that. That says a lot, and it also shows like how you have your things like in order. Like, okay, I go to this space for here. I'm here. Now I got what I needed, so I'm going to go over here. Like you said, I'm going to receive from God over here, and I love that. That's beautiful. That's really beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for
No
sharing.
problem. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm excited. I like that. I like that. Okay. All right. So are you ready for level 3?
Oh, the surprise.
Yeah.
I think.
Need a
Period.
moment to take a deep breath.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. So all right. So level 3 is gonna be fun. So level 3 is first thought questions, meaning so I love the facial expressions so far. We are going to ask each other 5 questions. So it'll be 10 in total. I ask you 5, you ask me 5. And
Okay.
I'm going to have a tally mark. So it's going to be whatever is the first question that comes to mind, you have to ask. And you have up to 5 seconds to at least ask the question. So you get what I mean? Or you want me to explain that again?
So I have to ask you a question and I have 5 seconds to ask the question
You have
or
5 seconds to think about it, or if you need to. So let's just say, all right, what's the first question that comes to mind? If you're like, what? And so it's like you got up to 5. You have 5 seconds to ask a question, or pretty much no. That's it. We're gonna keep it simple. Keep it simple.
okay. Yeah. Okay, got it. Cool.
So the first thing I'm gonna ask you before we start it is, do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
You go first, darling.
Okay. First question is, what's your favorite color?
I don't have one. All colors are created equal.
Hmm. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
Um, what are you most passionate about?
Mm, what am I most passionate about? I feel as though I'm discovering what I'm most passionate about, because I feel like it changes throughout the day. But
Mm-hmm.
I will say what comes at the center of that is just connection in itself. Like I'm passionate about connecting with people, with spaces, with places. Just connection is at the heart of that. So I would say if I could focus on it, I would say it's mostly seeing what comes about with it. So I'm passionate about connecting and seeing what comes about with it.
The outcome, connection and its outcome. Beautiful.
Yeah. Like I'm not focused on the outcome, but I'm focused on the connection part and just having fun with it. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. That's cool.
Okay. That was a good question. I like that. Hmm. Okay. Let's see. Next question would be, where do you go in your inner world when you have to deal with, we'll say, emotional, like your emotions are like heightened, like oh my gosh, like something happened and now your emotions are like skyrocket. Where is it that you go in your inner world to like either handle that, resolve that, whatnot?
to the volcanoes.
Ooh.
Um, there's where I can release truly erupt. So usually in that kind of space, there's a lot of tension. And so in the volcanoes, I'm able to, I wonder if I sound crazy right now, like,
Definitely
or
not. Definitely not. I'm loving it. Definitely not. I love it. The volcano, like prepared. I love it. I love it.
definitely, definitely. And, there's definitely water by the volcano because at some point, there's a
Mhm.
cooling down effect. But yeah, definitely, I would say the
Oh,
volcanoes.
I like that. I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
How many volcanoes? Oh, no, 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 no. Sorry, sorry, sorry,
No,
sorry.
they're gangsta volcanoes. They're huge,
Okay.
it's just I know how to be cool, but
Got
there's
you.
volcanoes in here. You
Okay.
feel me?
I feel you. I feel
Big
you.
purr.
Oh,
Like,
okay. Big energy. Big energy. I love it. I
don't
love it.
worry.
I love it. I
Trying to
love it.
be like the young folks.
As she is the young folk. But okay. Okay. As she is the young folk.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That was good. I like that. I like that. Okay. I really like that. Like, this isn't a question, but it's more of the add on. But I love that. How can I put it? I feel like I'm not the only one. So I felt okay. I love that you have a space like that in your world as well. It makes me feel like, okay, someone else has that too. So that's cool. That's cool. That's cool.
I encourage others to have it too, or begin building, just close your eyes and how do you want your world to start? Do you want to start with, I don't know, the shores of an island? Whatever gives you peace, start there and just begin to build that. It could be virtual. See, virtual just came up. It could
Mhm.
be a virtual world, it could be a 3D world, whatever your inner world is supposed to look like. It could look like a video game. Like, it doesn't matter, it's yours. But we want to get that imagination. Remember, we want to get that imagination going again, right?
Yeah.
So you can really start having hope and seeing a better future for yourself. You got to see it, right?
Hmm.
So we got to grind
Yes.
those gears, those
Yes.
imaginative gears.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah. So I encourage everyone to start drawing that world out. It could look
Hmm.
like a cartoon, like whatever.
Yeah. Whatever works. Like, I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. It's good. Your turn now.
Okay. Hmm. Ooh, what do you fear the most?
Oh, that is good. Oh, wow. Okay. What do I fear the most? Gosh. It's funny because before mm, December of last year, I would have told you nothing really, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
realizing there's a lot of little fears that's just been coming up. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but resolved and stuff, resolving them. I would say, dang, my biggest fear. God, my biggest fear. I can't even say myself anymore because he did that. Oh man, I think okay, okay. No, 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 no. This is a good one. This is a good one. I just had it this morning and resolved it. My biggest fear that I'm still currently working through, but I have the tools now, is trusting people, certain people, um, and even the spirits with my life. Now, what I mean by that is like I've always been the one to, make sure I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
So if I was in a position where I had to trust someone with my life, it's like there's so many things that goes off in my head of like, no, 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 like warning,
Yeah.
warning, warning.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it's like, no, but now looking at it and figuring out where that came from to where it
Mm-hmm.
is now, it's just like, okay, to those who, to even the spirits and those who are helping me, is like, I owe them that respect because they've always been there. So I would say that. And that's something that I just learned, and they gave me the tools to work with that. So it's literally like, day by day thing. But yeah.
Got you. So being in a space where you can completely trust fall and trust, what, the creator or, those that surround you have in store for you.
Yeah. Just trusting them, like, I guess, like with me, it's like I can trust them, like, oh yeah, do that, I trust you with that. But it's like when it comes to me, it's like,
In your life.
yeah, I got that. And it's like, we're here for you.
I mean, yeah, it's heart palpitating because it's your life, So
Yeah.
I can understand it's a very healthy fear. It's a healthy fear to have. So I understand.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That was good. Okay. What is something that you're most excited about?
Mm. Dang. I'm most excited about like having like some kind of impact on the world, even if it's just a scratch, because I know the world is really big, but like if I could just leave a mark in some way and accomplish what I came here to do, which is to help others heal. And not only that, but help to inspire other healers to say, you know what, let me do this. Let me do what I was called to do, what I came to this planet to do, really just lighting the candles of others.
Mhm.
Because I don't mind. Because, when you light the candle of someone else, when you light their imagination, when you help to light their vision, it does not take away from you, right? You see two candles, you light one, the flames are just about the same, right? And so a lot of times, people just in general, we have issues with sharing our light with others to see others grow, but that's what's supposed to happen. There's supposed to be a replica of your purpose from you to others into the world, from God to you to others into the world. And so I'm excited to see what I can do, I'm happy to be here, really happy to be here. I've been through a lot, don't get me wrong, a lot of traumatic things, but at the same time, I have so much gratitude for the now. And that's the goal, to stay in the now, be in the
Mhm.
present, because the present is a present,
Yeah.
and every moment is a blessing, So
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
want to stay. And when you stay in the moment, I don't need you thinking about tomorrow. Even biblically, it says tomorrow will take care of itself. Like, what's the point? And what's the point of thinking about yesterday? It already passed. So the best time and actually the most powerful time to be in, and it is now, because you can actually take action, right? So that's the most powerful state to be in, here and now. So yeah.
Love it. Love it. Okay. Okay. That's good. That's good. I love that. Like, there you go. I love it. I love it. I love it. You're awesome. You know that?
Oh, I appreciate it. Honestly, I'm just a student of life. And when you decide to not resist
Mhm.
what life is trying to teach you and actually just sit down and take it all in, the good, the bad, and the ugly, you will gain what is known as wisdom. And it comes with really being a receptor, really receiving what it is that is being taught in that moment to you, because life is all about development and growth. So you're moving in levels and stages, as you grow and become the best version of yourself. So
Yeah.
definitely.
No, that was beautiful. Thank you for that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
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 Oh, I think I'm supposed to ask you a question.
You're next.
Um, Let me see. Let me see. Uh, if there were no labels, no restrictions, nothing to stop you, who would you truly be? Visually, if you could give me a visual, who would you be if nothing limited you at this moment in time?
Ooh, that is, man, that's what I'm looking for. I can't even think of the word. It's like, I freeing. Yeah, I'm gonna go with freeing. I don't know. It's like, like just take these chains off of you. Huh. No labels, no restrictions. I would say, okay, I'm gonna just have to go with what first comes to me is that I would be someone who traveled like everywhere and met different type of people.
Mm,
Um,
beautiful.
just like getting to know people and doing different things, like learning from cultures. Like I would just be, I guess you can say like the ultimate connector. Like I would just go places, connect with people, talk, ask, hey, can like this be something to share with the world? Just being able to kind of take a bit of the world with me on the adventures that I have, and like they can gain something, even if it's a little piece from, something or somewhere or a person that I happen to connect with. Um, man, I definitely would say, not only that being a connector, but I see myself being someone as well who's just like very like visually someone like when I go places, it helps other people. When I do things, it helps other people. So like I always have these thoughts in my mind of like calling a friend up and be like, hey, what are you doing for like 2 weeks? And they're like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you doing for 2 weeks? And it was just like, I want to take them somewhere like far. And we just go on a like I don't know, some type of random vacation or just
Mhm.
something. Or if I know someone is starting a business and I'm like, okay, hey, bro, like I'm going to send you this right here. So I just see myself as someone connecting, but like giving, like everywhere I go, it makes either a part of the world better. So
Yeah,
I would say that. That's what comes to mind.
that sounds beautiful, definitely. And to extend your reach so far, right? You have no restrictions. So you're just touching each part of the world wherever you go with your positivity and with your caring nature, So that's cool. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
oh, for
Hmm.
sure. Mm, I guess let me see, my next question for you is what does it look like when you're ultimately like relaxed? Like what does complete relaxation look like to Lakeisha?
Sleeping. Sleeping because sometimes I can be naturally just a little bit anxious, a little bit overthinking, which sometimes it has its pros because you kind of think your way into these really cool solutions, or you think your way into these worlds in your mind, right? But at the same time, overthinking can also be detrimental. My cats are fighting, can be detrimental to you as well. And so even when I'm chill, I'm still thinking about something. So
Mm.
really sleep is when my mind when my mind is complete. And even when I sleep, a young healer got a dream. And now I'm dreaming. So I'm never really 100% relaxed because the mind is always moving and working. So, yeah, man. I'm sorry, I can't answer that question. I don't
Oh
think I
man.
ever really am.
So in other words, y'all, what y'all just heard was that even if you sleep, you still need to be dreaming. I love it. I love it. I love it. That was good. That
Big
was good.
facts.
That was good. I like that. Okay. Okay. Yeah, you were honest. You were honest. So
Yeah, that's where I find the most relaxation though, at least when I'm sleeping.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah. And I would say my last question for you is where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Hmm. Well, 5 years, I'll be 35. So, hmm. I can say that um I can say that I think seeing myself, because I know before I'm very much present now, but I think with the way things have been changing in my life, I can see myself finally in the, I guess you can say, the building process, like physically seeing, versus like right now it's a lot of things in my mind. I'm planning, I'm doing little things here, but like it physically being seen of like what it is that I'm here for to like work on. Because like I said, I feel as though there's a lot that I've been being prepared for and taught and trained up on, but now it's like, okay, we're bringing that to the world, and now the world can see the tangibles of it. So I'd
Mm,
say I would, 5 years from now, I see myself really immersed in, I would say, my purpose or what it is that I'm here to do. Definitely having a huge network of people that I'm either connecting with and building with. So that I feel that is there. I feel it more than I see it, but yeah, I just feel a lot of people that I'm working with and doing
mm.
something together with. So I would
Oh,
say
that's
that.
beautiful. Awesome. Awesome. Well,
Yeah.
I know you'll definitely achieve it because at the end of the day, as long as you're in alignment with your goals, you're successful. Success was never the destination, it was always the journey. And so, as long as you're in alignment, you're going to eventually get there. It's just a
Yeah,
matter of time. And then, time is an illusion. You keep your head down, work hard, look up, you're already there,
pretty much.
so you got
Yeah.
this. You got this. I believe in you. And I can't wait to see, what you become as you evolve on your journey.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. And I thank you. I thank you. What? So that was level 3, guys. I am now going to end it here so Miss Lakeisha can continue being great and changing lives and changing minds, and heal. But before you go, there are a few things that I definitely have to ask you for our listeners. So the first one is, where is it that people can find you? So like your social medias and things like that.
Yes. So my main social media account is on Instagram and it's Let's Heal Together. So LETSHEAL, then together, LLC. And if you type that in, I'll pop right up. If you click on the link in the bio, that'll take you to a Calendly link, and that's where you can schedule a 15-minute consultation. And in that consultation, we'll kind of just go over what I do, maybe some of your goals, and then really start beginning a structured plan for you, an individualized plan that can fit your needs to help you on this journey. And then, of course, you would have individualized sessions with me, about 50 minutes every 2 weeks or however you'd like to schedule it. So, yeah, you can find me at that Instagram handle most definitely. And
Okay.
also, if you need to reach out to me via phone, my number is 561-379-1159. That's my business number. Call me, beat me if you want to reach me.
Hey, bring it back to the Kim Possible. Love it. Love it. Love it. I
So
actually got
yeah,
to.
let's heal. Yeah. And so definitely let's heal not only for ourselves, but for our future.
Definitely, definitely. And another thing, if it's okay to ask, if you could let people, right now in this moment of time, because things can change later, what are like your prices? And the reason my intentions for asking this question is because I know there are people who have been open to the idea of like therapy and healing, but then they get kind of shot back when it comes to like prices or even trying to find the right person. And I found that I love your approach and your way of like how you price and making it affordable for those who need help. So that's my intention of asking that question. So for those who are open, they can get past that hurdle of things as well. But that's, if that's okay to ask with you.
Yeah. So definitely right now I do $50 a session. And the reason why I do that is because I feel it's very affordable as opposed to going to another therapist. They usually charge upwards of $100. It really just depends on the therapist and the needs of the client. So me, regardless of your needs, my flat rate is 50. I also understand, if you may be dealing with certain income issues or financial hardships, I'm also able to work with you on what's known as a sliding scale. So that means when offering a service, the price may change based on your income or your needs. So I definitely take that into consideration because truly the goal for me is to help you heal, you know. Um, yeah, money is great to have. It helps me to run the business and sustain it. But above all, this is a purposeful endeavor. And I know the funds will come in however they're supposed to come in because usually there's provision that surrounds your purpose, right? So I know that's going to come. The main goal is making sure that you are healed and that you are walking into a place of healing within yourself. So those are my prices.
I love it. And my last question is, what's a message you would like to say now to your future clients?
Hmm. I'd like to let you know that, first of all, just take a deep breath and know that you are here for a reason and for a purpose. And it may not have seemed like it, it may have seemed very difficult to even begin to imagine or envision or to have hope for that version of yourself. But I want you to know that it is possible to really grow and to become and to heal. And that with me, I can definitely help to encourage you on that journey and help to push you into greatness, kind of like how do I explain this? Like a midwife, a woman who's about to have a child, being there and supporting the pushing of that child, that's what it's all about. And so, most definitely, I want you to know that you are safe here with me and that it's a safe space here with me for all my future clients, and that I cherish you all and that you all are beautiful butterflies to me. And I'll see you in our sessions.
Love
Yay.
it. Love it. Well, everybody, thank you so much for checking out this episode. As you got to experience Lakeisha's energy, she's awesome. You heard it in the previous episode with a therapy session, and now you get to know more about, who she is, what she does, why she does it. She's amazing. She's the best. I definitely know I'm going to be listening to this episode, so I'm pretty sure you all are going to be replaying, taking notes, and all of that. So, with that being said, guys, again, thank you so much. And I look forward to you all to hear the next episode. So, with that being said, guys, later, later.